Alright, so I'm going to try and talk you through the things I care most about on the syllabus. This document is uploaded to the course Canvas page, and you should be able to access it there. This is an introductory statistics class. It's an accelerated class, so what I normally do in 15 weeks, I'll be doing in 5 weeks. That does mean that we'll have a lot of work each week. Normally, I expect students to do about 3 hours of work outside of class. When we do it 3 times as quickly, I'll be expecting to do about 9 hours of work per week in order to keep up with the demands of this class. It is a hard math class. You do need to find time to carve out to make sure that you understand these concepts. My name's Ed Moulton. Further on in this module, you'll see a Meet Your Instructor page where you can find more about me. But in general, I've been here at Manor for 4 going on 5 years now, teaching various maths, but with a concentration in statistics and algebra. This is an introductory statistics class where we're going to learn just kind of the broad strokes, starting with descriptive statistics and how to display data, moving into probability, and then predictive statistics. We'll warn you that the start of the course is much easier than the end of the course. It definitely builds and gets more technical as the course goes along. So some students get a false sense of security early when they do very well with the first unit, and then are taken aback as it gets harder and they need to commit more time to the class. So I do want to warn you that weeks 3, 4, and 5 will be much more difficult than weeks 1 and 2. As far as required student resources, you've already paid for Cengage, so it's part of your Manor tuition that you have a Cengage Unlimited account, so it should not cost you anything in order to attach your current Manor account to Cengage and have access to my course. Within this Getting Started module, there's also going to be something called Accessing WebAssign, where I'll go into detail on how you do that. As far as calculators, probably any calculator you have is going to be okay. The main button that I care about is this probability button that exists on a TI-30X2S. I have those for loan at the library if you want to go to the main library desk, or you can buy them on Amazon for less than 20 bucks. That will be a fine calculator to use. Any calculator that lets you do combinations and permutations will work, but there is a section on the binomial distribution that you will need to use a calculator different than the generic phone calculator or one normal 4-button calculator. So if you have questions about whether your calculator would work, you can send me the name of it by email and I can look up to see if it has the buttons you need. Or again, you can take one out from the library. I also have listed the book here, but you don't need that. There's a link to the ebook that you can click directly on the Canvas page so that you can see every page of the book and flip through it as an online book for free as part of your tuition. If you really want a paper copy, I believe you can get it through Cengage, and you should be able to get it at a discount based on being a Cengage Unlimited student. If you have questions about that, please contact Cengage customer support. Again, there's a link in Canvas. Far as how you'll be assessed in the class, the first way is Cengage online homework. The online homework is due on Sundays and it goes over the lessons for the week and asks you to complete homework questions on them, like the ones that I go over in the classwork videos. That's worth 20% of your grade cumulatively. I believe there's about 30 assignments in the class total. So over 5 weeks, you're doing about 6 assignments per week, I believe. They definitely again get harder as the course moves on. The math journal is worth 20% of your grade. The math journal is a way for you to respond to things that are happening in class, to be in a consequence-free environment where basically you can attempt things. I can try and correct things that are going wrong, but as long as you attempt them, you'll get full credit. So the only way that you won't get full credit is if you don't do the work in time. Due on Fridays. My hope is that I can help you with some misconceptions you have on what you viewed during the week to get ready, so that as you get ready to do the homework and the tests that are due on Sunday, um, I can help clear up anything that's confusing you. Tests are going to account for 40% of your grade. The test dates are listed at the bottom of the syllabus. Basically, I wait on test one until 2 weeks into the class because I want you to get used to how the class is set up and the pace and how to get help. And also, there's usually some issues with students getting fully integrated with the Cengage system. So after that, every Sunday there's going to be a test due, and then the final is due the week end. So get used to seeing those test dates come up at the end of each unit, and basically each one is worth 10% for a total of 40% of your grade. Final exam is worth 20% of your grade, and it also replaces your lowest test grade. What I mean by that, if on the four tests you got a 90, an 85, a 72, and a 91, the 72 would go away and would be replaced by, say, an 85 that you got on the final. So, of your four tests, three of them will count, the lowest one will not count if your final is higher than that test. The final exam is again listed on the syllabus at the bottom here when the date is, but those are the four things that make up the class grade. So Cengage Online Homework, 20%, Math Journal, 20%, Tests 1 through 4, a total of 40%, and the final is 20%. This is the manner grading scale that I just copied. As far as attendance, each Sunday I'm going to mark whether you were here or not based on whether you completed the assignment. So you need to complete the math journal, the homework, and the test each week in order to be marked present for that week. This is the full schedule. So this first week, what I'm expecting you to do is watch these welcome video materials, complete variables and data 1.1 homework in WebSign, graphs for categorical data 1.2, quantitative data 1.3, relative frequency histograms 1.4, and measures of center 2.1. So 5 total homeworks plus a quiz on the welcome materials. You can see that everything's laid out week to week. It says what's due for each section and basically walks you through all the dates and all the assignments. If there's any questions on any of this, let me know. I can extend any homework assignments, but I can extend tests. Once the test date comes and goes, it shows the whole class the key to the test. So there are alternative versions of the test that I can let students take if they take a zero on the original version. But in general, with the accelerated pace of the class, it's not a good idea to fall behind and miss these tests. It really matters to me that you're doing them on time. I understand if things come up. And again, I do have alternate versions if there's a reason that you need to take a zero on a test. But it's really something that I should know ahead of time. You should be emailing me to let me know, hey, Mr. Moulton, here's what happened. I'm not going to be able to get this done by Sunday. Can I take the alternate version next week? And again, it's a class where once you fall behind, it's very hard. Do your best to try and keep to those dates.